Organizational structures, from hierarchies to the future of work. Welcome to the Sacred Karma. I'm your host, Vicky. Today we're diving into a fundamental subject in management, organizational structures. Whether you're a student of business, a manager leading a team, or simply curious about how companies are designed, understanding structures is essential. So let's take this step by step. First, what are organizational structures? Simply put, an organizational structure is the framework that defines how roles, responsibilities, and reporting relationships are arranged. It sets out who makes decisions, how information flows, and how people coordinate their work. The structure you choose influences efficiency, communication, and even culture. Next, what are the key elements of a structure? Most organizational designs rest on a few common building blocks. 1. Work specialization, how tasks are divided. 2. Chain of command, who reports to whom. 3. Span of control, how many people a manager supervises. 4. Centralization versus decentralization, where decisions are made. 5. Formalization, how much rules and procedures guide behavior. These elements shape how flexible or rigid, fast or slow, empowering or controlling an organization feels. Now, let's look at vertical and horizontal structures. A vertical structure is the classic hierarchy. Layers of authority, decisions flowing down, approvals flowing up. It provides clarity and control. A horizontal structure is flatter, with fewer levels and more collaboration across teams. It moves faster, but as organizations grow, coordination can become difficult. Within this, we also hear about tall versus flat structures. Tall means many layers of management, strong supervision, but slower decision-making. Flat means fewer levels, faster responses, but harder for one manager to handle many people. Now to the main part, the types of organizational structures. Let's go through the major ones. Entrepreneurial structure, usually in startups where the founder makes most decisions. It's fast and flexible, but growth is limited because too much depends on one person. Functional structure, people are grouped by function, marketing, finance, HR, operations. It builds expertise and efficiency, but risks creating silos where departments don't talk to each other. Divisional or SBU structure, the company is split into semi-independent units based on product, service, or geography. Each unit has its own resources. This creates focus and accountability, but it duplicates effort and can be costly. Product-based structure, similar to divisional, but each product line has its own structure. Great for innovation and product focus, but it can fragment the company. Geographic structure, organized by regions or territories. This allows adaptation to local markets and cultures, but it risks inconsistency across the organization. Matrix structure, employees report to two managers, one functional, one project-based. It encourages collaboration and flexibility, but it creates complexity and sometimes role conflict. Network structure, much of the work is done through partnerships, outsourcing, or alliances. This makes the company lean and scalable, but control is weaker because so much depends on external partners. Intrapreneurial structure. Teams within a company are given autonomy to act like startups. This drives innovation, but these teams can sometimes compete with the main business. So what are the key differences and trade-offs? Functional structures give efficiency but create silos. Divisional and product structures give focus but increase costs. Geographic structures adapt well locally but risk inconsistency. Matrix structures promote collaboration but create complexity. Networks are flexible but hard to control. Intrapreneurial structures spark innovation but may disrupt unity. It always comes back to trade-offs: efficiency versus flexibility, control versus empowerment, consistency versus adaptability, stability versus innovation. What about emerging forms of structures? In the modern workplace, we see agile organizations structured around small teams working in sprints, holacracy and flatarchies, where roles are fluid and authority is widely distributed. Digital platform organizations like Uber or Amazon, where the platform itself is the structure connecting producers and customers. Interorganizational networks, where companies work together as ecosystems like supply chains or healthcare alliances. And of course, remote first and hybrid structures, where technology enables teams to coordinate without being in one place. Finally, what does the future look like? Artificial intelligence may act as a new centralizer, automating processes and shaping decisions invisibly. At the same time, real-time data available to everyone enables decentralization at scale. Hybrid models will dominate, a centralized vision at the top, but decentralized execution at the edges. Companies will operate more and more as ecosystems, linking with partners and communities. And increasingly, employees will demand structures that reflect purpose and values, not just efficiency. To wrap up, organizational structures are not just lines on a chart. They decide how people work together, how quickly decisions are made, and how clearly responsibilities are understood. The right structure depends on the size of the company, the nature of the work, the environment it operates in, and the skills of its people. Understanding these structures, their strengths, their weaknesses, and their future directions is one of the most powerful tools a manager or leader can have. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of organizational structures. This is Vicky, signing off. Until next time, keep learning, keep adapting, and keep building workplaces that work.